What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, as we approach the 12 o'clock hour here in Atlanta, Georgia, I'm going to tell you why Muln, last trade 1069, could be a massive bear trap as we approach a reverse split, which could take place tomorrow or Friday. Would I be buying MCOM at 6 cents, and why? And is it really true that you could have made another 40% overnight in TTOO last trade, 34.5? All that and more coming right up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy hump day to you. Just after the noon o'clock hour. By the way, in case you're wondering, and I don't know why I thought of this, I'm an intermittent faster. I have coffee in the morning, another one in the early afternoon, and then I have one, what I hope is healthy meal. That's how I've lost close to 30 pounds since Christmas, when I was checking in at 271 pounds. But more importantly, I would like to thank everybody on this hump day for shopping small business year-round. We have over 8,000 members at trysmallbiz.com, a few hundred of which we highly recommend as premium members, so make sure to check us out at trysmallbiz.com. All right, T2, let's start there. Last trade, 34.89 as we approach, again, just after noon. We got up to 37. So what did we do in TTOO if you bought it again for what? The fifth or sixth time on a quarter on my recommendation on the retrace yesterday? We got through 32. We got through 35. As I said an hour ago, the next level is 41 and 45. If you're trading the stock, you need to reduce your size. Why? Because the higher we go, the more risky it is. Because if this FDA ruling, which is due within the next 2 weeks, is a negative, and it's highly possible that it is, even though the CEO has a heart transplant and a sepsis survivor, this thing's going back to 10 cents to 15 and going to do a reverse split. The same conversation we were having 2 months ago when it got down to as low as 0.54. But it's funny, human nature, isn't it? No one wanted it back then when we were loading the boat. Everybody wants it now as it gets up and near 35, 36, 37. So if you're trading it, reduce your position size. Buy red, buy weakness, buy the dip, sell the rip. If you're one of those lottery ticket holders, by the way, congratulations to the Mega Millions winner in Florida. No, it wasn't me. I had 20 bucks here in Georgia. I didn't win. And if I did, I probably would not be here today. I'd be lost somewhere having heart palpitations, maybe on my way to Vegas. Maybe I'd call up Lion Larry and say, Larry, where are you getting all those hookers for the pool party? You know, something crazy would be going down. Instead, I'm here serving you. So again, positive news on the FDA ruling for T2. Pay attention to how it acts near a half a buck. It's got to get up through 41 and 45. If they come out with a positive ruling, let's say it shoots to 60, 65, and then it's choking, pull the fucking ripcord, because that's the buy the rumor, sell the news. With that said, would I be buying MCOM, formerly known as Hellbiz, last trade, 6 cents on the dime? Yes, I would. In case you didn't catch the title, I think it's a trap, 1089 last trade on Muln. I think it's a bear trap. I'm bullish on the stock. I'll explain why in a second, but I'm even as, if not more bullish, believe it or not, at 6 cents on MCOM. Why? We've had massive dilution. We all know who's running the show there. And even though he was an absolute train wreck in the last 18 months, he has cleaned up his act for the most part since he got his lawyers involved to send me a cease and desist letter in the last 5 or 6 weeks. He's doing a much better job, but may I once again suggest, and he may have a reason for doing this, get off the van move. We get that you wanted to save them. We get that you're feeling bad for those that have got warranty issues. We get it. But as many of you have rightly pointed out, you need to focus on us. Those of us like myself that are down, 60%. It was as bad as 90. My average currently is a quarter. It's a half a buck on Muln. You need to focus on what you have at hand. We got earnings in the next week. We got the retail store in Soho opening up. It doesn't feel like to me, and I hope I'm wrong, that there's a YAYO merger. That would have doubled the size of the company. That would have diversified risk, in my opinion, into fleet management. But who knows? We haven't heard a fucking word in almost 2 months. But there could be a lot of catalysts. Most importantly, Sal is the largest shareholder, reverse split adjusted north of $5 a share. So whether he was gifted the stock or he bought it himself or a combination thereof, if this thing doesn't get up and off its back at 6 cents, it's big trouble for him, let alone us. And in case you haven't noticed, before I transition to Muln, a lot of times when stocks get down near a nickel, TTOO, and many others I could think of, LHDX before it went from near a dime to $1.40 to now under a penny and bankrupt on the pink sheets, we don't want to go there. So yes, I would be buying within reason Mcom at 6 cents a share. All right, MULN 1091. So here's what I think is going to happen. What was support is now going to become resistance on Muln. If you look at a 5-minute chart as I am right now, it broke down at 11 and a quarter. 1 for 9 reverse split is $1. So keeping it simple, stupid, somewhere around 11 and a quarter is $1. Whether they do it tomorrow, and that's the rumor from some well-connected people that we've talked to, or Friday or Monday, I don't know. But question number one on the day, 11 and a quarter being resistance. Why didn't they announce the record date on the reverse split? I'd love to hear some feedback from some very intelligent people who own the stock in the comments below on YouTube. I've never seen it. I sat here for 3 hours this morning drinking my first cup of coffee. When is the last time I saw a reverse split announced and no record date? And here we are 24 hours later and still no record date. I have never seen that. And if you've seen someone announce a reverse split and not give you a date, I want to know, and make sure you leave the ticker below. Last trade 1091. So while I'm talking to you here at 12:15, we're probably going to go up and through 11. Run into resistance at 11 and a quarter, maybe retrace back to 11 or slightly below. I would anticipate that we're going to be in and around 11 and a quarter at the close. Why? Because again, it represents 1 for 9, $1. We cannot, with September 5th being the deadline for compliance, and as of tomorrow, 18 trading sessions and 17 on Friday, we can't afford to spend one fucking day below $1. So I am bullish here. I realize that it's a possibility, and I've said it since day one, that this is a scam. Again, I own the stock at $0.50. They've diluted 70,000% since they came public through a reverse merger a few years ago. It's been an absolute one fucking train wreck after another. One delay, one misrepresentation, one massive offering, one bent over the desk without any lube whatsoever, all the way in, up, yeah, don't forget, ladies, up and out the other side. But something tells me they threw out the reverse split without a record date as a test. Let's see how many panic sellers, how many paper hands show up to the party. Last trade 1101. How many paper hands are going to pull the ripcord because we didn't give them a record date? And notice how it was very stable yesterday into the close at 11 and a quarter, which again is going to be resistance on the 5-minute chart. It was very stable. So then this morning, in my opinion, they said, let's test the stops. Still no record date at 11. They did. I put out a smart ass comment. I forget what it was. 1079. I saw it as low as 10 and a half, but the volume was very light. I only saw about 40, 50 million shares tops trade between 10 and a half, 11. In other words, no panic selling. Now we're back at 1101. So here we are. We're probably going to bump into 11 and a quarter, come back to 11, and close at 11 and a quarter. And who knows? If it closes higher than that, particularly if we can get up and over, say, 11 and a half, that is a very bullish sign. We flushed out the stops. The paper hands who can't take any more of the heat are out of the way. We now know if they reverse tomorrow or Friday or at the latest on Monday that we cannot afford to spend any time whatsoever under $1. So my guess is the insiders, Acuitas, etc., are involved in pinning and or flushing the stops. They sucked in all that cheap stock, 1106 as we speak, almost 20 past noon. And now we've got a chance to reverse it at 11 and a quarter to a half, maintain $1 as we head into the August 24 event. And it should be every 2 or 3 days at a minimum, one positive announcement after another. One deal, one alliance, one sale, one sold out with Randy Marion, one fucking television station after another as we go all the way in and through September the 5th, which is the deadline. In closing, my prediction is we're going to hold compliance. I think it's going to crank after the split somewhere around $1.50, $1.25 to $1.75. They'll regain compliance. 155. I'm going on record that they're going to hold the stock and get an okay from NASDAQ before the 5th of September at $1.55. Then, wait for it. I would say there's a 50% chance within 3 months we're under $1 again. But this time, if we do it right, we would be eligible for a 6-month extension, followed by, you guessed it, most likely, another 6-month extension. So I am happy that David is grabbing his nutsack and rolling the dice at $1.09. At a 1 for 9. And according to published reports, the lawyers, who are no friend of ours, obviously, wanted 100, a 1 for 50, or a 1 for 100. Talk about fucking raping the shareholders and destroying not only morale, but value. So if it is true that David was screaming on your defense as well as mine, and he wants to do what's right by the shareholders at least this one time, then I applaud him all the way. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, always remember that I love you, and thanks for watching. 1111. That's a good luck number. Let's fucking go.